Have you ever felt like your mind is constantly buzzing, overwhelmed with worries and endless thoughts that just won't stop? Your chest tightens, your thoughts spiral, and before you know it, you're trapped in an anxiety loop that's hard to escape. What if I told you that you could start changing that today? Yes, today, in just 8 minutes. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, I'm about to walk you through a powerful science-backed method that will help you rewire your anxious brain, giving you back control and inner peace. Stick with me, and I'll guide you step by step through this transformation. Before we dive in, let's take a moment to understand why we feel anxious in the first place. Anxiety is a natural response to stress or perceived danger, your brain's way of protecting you from threats. However, in today's world, the threats are rarely life-threatening. Often, it's just stress about work, relationships, or future uncertainty. Your brain doesn't always know the difference between an actual emergency and the things that are just on your mind. As a result, your fight-or-flight system gets activated, even when it's not necessary. This is when anxiety starts to take over. What if I told you that the first step in rewiring your brain was becoming emotionally detached, much like a master strategist would? Machiavelli teaches us that the greatest strength is not to react to emotions, but to control them. In fact, he believed that those who respond emotionally, whether it's through anger, jealousy, or anxiety, give up their power. The truly powerful person remains calm, observes, and does not react. This principle can be applied to anxiety. Don't react emotionally to the thoughts or fears that arise. Observe them, dissect them, and use them to gain greater control over your mind. Neuroplasticity, the art of changing your brain. Did you know? The average person spends nearly half of their waking hours thinking about something other than what they're actually doing. When your mind is constantly wandering or dwelling on past mistakes or future worries, anxiety thrives. But here's the good news. Your brain is not set in stone, it's adaptable. This ability is called neuroplasticity, and it's the foundation of everything we're about to talk about. Neuroplasticity means that your brain can change its structure and function based on your experiences. The more you practice shifting your thoughts, the more neuroplasticity will work in your favor. You can shape your mind just like a sculptor shapes clay, deliberately and with intention. This is where we apply Machiavellian thought to mental mastery. Machiavelli believed in strategic thinking and the power of calculated detachment. The truly powerful mind does not get bogged down by emotional reactions, but instead approaches everything with the intent to control, adapt, and steer situations to its advantage. The mind that terrifies, whether in the battlefield, the courtroom, or in your personal life, does not react impulsively but thinks strategically. With this mindset, you can learn to rewire your brain to not just calm anxiety, but control it. Step 1. Awareness, the foundation of control. To begin rewiring your anxious mind, you must first become aware of it. According to Machiavelli, the powerful mind begins with silence and calculation, not emotional responses. In your case, the first step is to observe your anxious thoughts with detachment. When anxiety strikes, don't get swept up in the storm of emotions. Pause. Take a step back and observe. Ask yourself, what am I really anxious about? Is this based on reality, or am I imagining the worst-case scenario? This mirrors the way Machiavelli advises leaders to respond when faced with provocation. Do not react, observe, and then decide. When you recognize anxiety, treat it not as a threat but as data. The emotional reactions you have are not weaknesses. They are opportunities for strategic intervention. Step 2. Control your breath, the power of silence and strategy. Now, once you've observed the source of your anxiety, it's time to interrupt the cycle. When anxiety strikes, one of the first things affected is your breath. Your breath becomes shallow and your heart rate increases, which in turn fuels the anxiety. But here's the powerful tool that can interrupt this cycle: deep breathing. Machiavelli argued that in every situation, from the battlefield to the negotiation table, it is the calm who control the moment. Breathing deeply activates your parasympathetic nervous system, signaling to your brain that everything is okay. This silence and self-control help recalibrate your brain, resetting the emotional charge that anxiety creates. Here's a breathing technique you can start with. Sit comfortably. Inhale deeply for 4 counts. Hold your breath for 4 counts. Slowly exhale for 6 counts. Repeat this for 5 minutes and you'll begin to feel a shift toward calmness. Like a general preparing for battle, you must control your reactions. Step 3. Reframing, the power of strategic thinking. As you begin to calm your body and mind, the next step is to reframe your anxious thoughts. This is where your ability to strategically control your thoughts comes into play. Machiavelli taught that emotional reactions are a sign of weakness. Those who act from emotion are predictable and therefore easily manipulated. To reframe, first identify the negative thoughts that fuel your anxiety. For example, if you're anxious about a presentation, your thoughts might be, "I'm going to fail," or "everyone will judge me." Now, pause and challenge those thoughts. Ask yourself, is this truly accurate? What evidence do I have to support or refute these thoughts? Instead of allowing anxiety to control you, reframe it. Ask yourself, what's the best possible outcome? Reframe negative, irrational thoughts into more rational, calm thinking. As Machiavelli advises, those who think clearly strategize their responses rather than reacting. Reframing allows you to take strategic control over your mind's response to anxiety. Step 4. Visualization. The power of influence and control visualization is another powerful tool for calming the mind. Just like Machiavelli emphasized the importance of control through presence, visualization allows you to program your mind to respond with calm and control, even in the most stressful situations. Take a few minutes each day to visualize yourself in a peaceful place, a place where you feel calm, safe, and in control. The more vividly you can imagine this peaceful place, the more your brain will start to associate calmness with stressful situations. In the words of Machiavelli, the world is not ruled by hope but by clarity. Visualization provides the clarity to approach any situation without fear or anxiety. Step 5. Consistency. The power of discipline. The final step is consistency. Just like any strategic goal, rewiring your mind requires consistent practice. Just like Machiavelli emphasizes that power is not achieved through impulsive actions, rewiring your brain requires dedication and regular practice. Practice the techniques above every day. As Machiavelli would say, to be great is not to be emotional. It is to be in control and act with intent. Over time, through consistent practice, your brain will develop new, healthier patterns of thought and behavior. You'll begin to command your mind with the same precision and control that a general commands his army. Anxiety will no longer control you. Instead, you'll be able to strategically respond to life's challenges. By integrating Machiavelli's teachings on emotional control, strategic thinking, and psychological warfare into the process of rewiring your anxious mind, you create a mental fortress that allows you to control anxiety rather than be controlled by it. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who could benefit from these techniques. Let's continue this conversation and support each other in rewiring our minds to be more strategic, calm, and in control. Remember, the most powerful minds are those that remain unpredictable, calm, and strategic in every situation. Take a deep breath and remember, you've got this.